Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered abroad, and believers in the Messiah. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Living Manna Church. Hi, guys. I'm Dave Sain, Senior Shepherd here at LMC, and wishing all of you a happy Shabbat. Of course, the evening is upon us. It's Friday night. It's time to get together and have a conversation about the things of Yah. Got an interesting one for you guys for tonight. Hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you for everybody that's watching us out there. Make sure you give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from, and whether you're watching it live or you're watching it later, give us a comment. Certainly give us a thumbs up tonight if you happen to be watching, and make sure you hit that bell. This way you're notified each time that we go live. But of course, you know, I don't do this by myself. It's a conversation, and my dear brother Max is with us. Good to see you, dear brother. Shabbat Shalom.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom. What's up, man? How you doing?
I am doing good tonight.
Doing
good. Feel awake. Feel good. Feel healthy.
Yep.
Who knows what tomorrow may bring?
Yeah.
But for right now, I feel good. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I feel good today too. No aches and pains. I've been doing started doing OMAD again. So one meal a day. This is my third day, and primarily for those reasons, keep blood sugar under control, but also just for inflammation.
Of course.
With this cold weather, man. Only thing I was about to say when you said happy and good. I was in a good mood till I saw tonight's temperature, which feels like minus 13. So I'm not looking forward to that.
I know it's gonna be cold, but you know what put me in a good mood?
What?
I went to go pick up my granddaughter today, Isabella.
That'll work, yeah.
Oh my goodness! And just to hear her say, "Hi, Grandpa."
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. I heard her say goodnight before.
I know. That's it.
So cute.
That's it.
So
you hear Grandpa, that's it, man. You just melt, and that oxy, dopamine rush comes to you, and
it's true. It's
you
true,
just
man.
feel good. And she came in the door. She saw her sister Carrie's like, "Hi, Grandma," and Grandma has a big smile on her face, and oh my goodness, I live for that.
Oh yeah, y'all knew what he was doing, man. When you give those little ones, right? Even like my son, you give him a hug, and it really does, cheers up your whole day. It's awesome.
that made my night. We haven't had it in a couple of weeks because all the snow and stuff. So we got it tonight, and so it's awesome to have my granddaughter here, and now I have another one on the way, another granddaughter.
Congratulations, man!
I know if anybody has not heard yet, PM and Sister Anna are expecting. And I'm going to be a grandpa 2.0 or squared. And of course, they are expecting a girl. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless y'all wants to throw a curveball, you never know. It could happen. Yeah. But we are so happy for them. And so, lots of things to be rejoicing about. And
even in our family, we got some new great.
Oh, my goodness.
We've got great niece born
great nieces
a couple of days ago.
And
two on the way for next month. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy.
I know it's expanding. Boy, I'm feeling old, man. I got great grandnieces and grandnephews and grandchildren. And
I said, I'm so glad that we walk in truth and don't celebrate Christmas. You know how expensive that would be.
I'm telling you, it really does save on the budget. Now, you know what? So let's talk about this for a second, because I was talking with a dear sister Leslie. I think it was last week, one of the weeks.
Oh yeah, on Zoom call. Yeah,
love that. Oh, right. She was on the Zoom call, but I was talking to her at a fellowship, and we were talking about all the different feast days that we fellowship. I think she was talking with somebody who was talking about, well, you guys don't do Christmas, you don't do Easter, but I mean, we do Passover, which is connected to the resurrection, and we talk about the resurrection. There's no doubt. And she was saying how, well, if you think about it, you're celebrating two things that aren't even biblical, but we're celebrating 7. Mm-hmm. That are biblical, and she's 100% right that we are definitely celebrating the Mashiach. But we don't have that January credit card bill coming in.
Oh my goodness! Right?
But and yet, if you listen when it came close to December, I must have done like 4 messages or 5 messages between Bible studies and Shabbat services on the birth of Messiah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because listen, if you want to talk about the birth of Messiah in December, fine, we'll do that. But we're going to do it in its proper context. But that doesn't mean we got to put up a tree and a wreath and a Yule log and all the rest of that and get into debt. Mm-hmm. Even though, as you know, just like I know, we're going to get a call from our mom, grandma, to our kids. Yeah. Mom, and she's going to say, I sent you your
love.
your not Christmas gift.
Yeah. To Josiah and Olivia, it's your love gift.
She cracks me up every year. I sent you a not Christmas gift. It's going to arrive on December 25th.
That's funny. Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, listen, you want to buy me a gift? Fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. You know what? You live, you mature. I know we're all, you know, when you first come into the understanding of the roots of what our faith is about, everybody gets all uptight about it. I'm not uptight about it. I really fine. You want to talk about the birth of Messiah in December? I'm with that, but we're going to talk about it in its proper context.
Yep.
Right. We're just going to try to tell the truth, and you know, we're not going to do all the you know, the other religious pagan things around. We don't have to do that, and we can still celebrate the Mashiach, even though it's, you know, technically maybe not his birthday.
Yeah.
But that's the time of year. See, I think we got to use a little wisdom here. So when is the time of year, if you think about it, that most people would probably be at least open?
Oh, it's summertime, spring. You can't. We just spoke about this the other day. That's so crazy. You cannot bring up, you know, if you're going to speak to someone, a family member who's a believer, and they're celebrating these things, you can't bring it up 2 days before Christmas, because what you're going to do is put up
unless I'm talking from a church perspective, not an individual
I got you.
testimony thing. Yeah, I get that. You're going to get into trouble. But from a fellowship, like from a church perspective, listen, if the culture around us is going to at least be attentive
during that time,
and maybe someone will click on a video as it says, you know, the truth about the birth of Messiah, you know, do some clickbait or whatever it is to get people's attention, and they listen to the truth, I got no problem with that. If that starts to bring them into the truth, doesn't mean we're going to go the whole Yule log route and, you know, and the tree and the mistletoe and all the rest. We're not going to do that. We stopped doing that. But I'd rather be able to reach out to some people that otherwise would never listen. But you're right. It's hard to do it to your own family around that time if they're just totally opposed to it.
Yeah. It's going to just put up a wall, right? Because
it does.
You know, because I don't know how, you know, I just I thought of something. I remember one time we were with another side of the family, and just by how we were eating made the people around us angry with us, even though we didn't say anything. Nothing, just right. So you can imagine on that holiday level, people, because it's that, right? Oh, you think you're better than me? Oh, you think, you know? So yeah, you got to be careful.
yeah, you got to be careful. Just tell me you have an allergy.
Yeah, right.
I have an allergy to pork.
Yeah,
I got an allergy to shellfish.
Yeah,
and that's it. You're done.
I find that ironic, because if you say that to someone that you have a, you know, what is that, celiac, or, you know, the
I know, yeah. What's the other thing with the wheat? What's that one?
Gluten allergy.
Yeah, you got a gluten allergy.
And you know what they'll do? They'll cook everything for you around
everything. You know, gluten-free cookies, gluten-free bread.
It's just for you. But then if you tell them,
we made sure the chickens, when they were eating their stuff, they didn't eat any gluten, so it's not in the meat. They do everything. Yeah. But so listen, use some wisdom. Use some wisdom. You listen. It's better to be able to connect with people on at least a initial level, and be able to share truth with them than just push them away. Because I don't want to push my family away. I don't want to push friends away. So while we may not do obviously a Christmas Eve service, but, you know, 3 or 4 weeks leading up to it, we'll talk about the birth. We'll talk about the birth. We'll talk about the birth. But we'll do it from perspectives that are like, wait a minute, I never heard that before. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Hopefully we'll catch somebody.
That's when people are looking for it, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're looking on YouTube and they're seeing titles and they're...
Listen, man, all things work together for the good of Elohim.
Yep.
You know, we just got to use wisdom in doing it.
Yep.
Couple things coming up, guys. I just wanted to mention before we jump into all of this for tonight. Obviously, I know it's crazy. It's February 6th? February 6th today.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Passover is right around the corner. It's crazy. Like the year is flying by already so quickly.
Yeah. April 7th, right?
Yeah, it's going to be April 7th, which is a Tuesday. All the information is up on the LMC app. If you don't have the app, make sure you download that at the Google Play Store, the Google App Store. You get it for
2
free.
months.
Be part of what we're doing. Yeah, it's only like 2 months away, and you can sign up for it. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to try to get a little committee together because normally it's brother Morrow and sister Myrna. They do all the cooking, so we're going to try to spread it out amongst multiple peoples. But either way, we're going to have a great time. Passovers. It's not. We're not doing a traditional Jewish Seder. We're doing some aspects of it because some of the parts of it are really, really interesting when you see Messiah. But it's not. We're not Judaism, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not Judaism. So why are we going to imitate Judaism?
Yep.
But we're going to use some of the patterns and things that teach us about Mashiach and celebrate Messiah. You know, when
right.
Saul writes in. Is it Colossians? Colossians, where it says, "Don't let anybody judge you according to a feast day or a Sabbath." Or the people, unfortunately, take that to mean don't let anybody judge you. You don't have to do those feast days.
Yeah, they flipped it. Yeah.
No, what he's saying is, don't let the Pharisees judge you on how to keep those days, right? Because there's what they said you had to do. And he says, no, but the reality that they're just a shadow. The reality is Messiah. Understand that each one of those days reflect Messiah. And so that's what we do. That's what we're going to try to do. So we invite you guys to be part.
Before I forget, today is Sister Laura Lyon's birthday, right?
Yes. Happy birthday, Laura.
And for those of you who don't know, that's Bill. We always talk about Bill. That's his wife.
Bill and Laura have been there forever.
Yeah, ever since oh my goodness, I remember first time going to your church. Back in the day, they've been there, right?
Yeah, they've
been there before you, right?
I know what's crazy is that they look exactly like they did 20 some odd years ago.
I have to admit, they do. They
both look good. They both look young, healthy, and
yep.
So happy birthday to you guys. Really happy to have you guys as part of LMC and part of our leadership there. It's awesome to have you guys.
I think I mentioned on the thing, great people are born in February because you got two right here with us.
That's right.
I'm the 10th and you're the 28th, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your birthday's coming up next week.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, next week, Tuesday. And then I don't know when mine is, but it's at the end of the month sometime. Yeah. I don't know what day it is.
Sometimes that even happen.
I'm almost at the point where I'm thinking of just celebrating every other birthday now.
Seriously.
Just to slow things down a little bit, you know?
Yep. That's so true, man.
But also, so that's April 7th is our Passover. You can sign up online. But April the 4th, which is that Shabbat. So that Shabbat, that's the Shabbat just before Passover. We're going to do, for anybody that wants to go go in the mikveh, get baptized, we'll have that available. You just got to let us know. You got to contact us. If you're in the assembly or if you're outside the assembly, contact us so that we know. This way we can set up the tub. If nobody's going to do it, then we're not going to set up the tub. But notify us so that we're ready to do the tub. But on that Shabbat, that is April 4th, we're going to have a covered dish dinner. We're going to be asking, and you guys will hear about it at LMC this tomorrow. We're going to be just asking everybody, certain people, bring a dish. Bring a dish. Everybody brings a little something, and
get rid of all the yeast. Make bread.
Start getting rid of all your yeast. Make everything with yeast that you can make. Just get it out of your house now. We'll pig out on it on April 4th. But we're also going to be watching that afternoon after we have some fellowship together. We're going to be watching The Passion of the Christ by Mel Gibson, the director Mel Gibson. I forgot the name of the guy who stars as Mashiach.
Yeah, me too.
I can't remember his name.
He's done stuff with the child trafficking, right?
I can't remember his name. If anybody remembers his name, you guys can let us know on the chat. So we're going to be watching The Passion of the Christ, together as a fellowship. Of course, certainly The Passion of the Christ is definitely from it has definitely the Catholic angles to it, but I'm fine with that. Listen, it's probably the closest to the. I love that they speak Aramaic, right? Yep. Throughout the whole movie, it's just Aramaic because everybody we're all stuck on the Yahusha thing, which is fine. You want to call that is Yahusha is definitely the Hebraic way of saying it, but they did speak Aramaic. That was probably one of the most natural language. And Aramaic is just sort of it's a cousin of Hebrew. It's like speaking, being in New York and speaking English, and being in Louisiana and speaking English.
Yeah.
We may not understand people from Louisiana, but they're speaking English, and it's the same. It's the same language. And
I heard what Rico Cortez says. I remember one time he said it's like, speaking, someone from Puerto Rico that speaks Spanish, and then you speak Mexican. It's both Spanish, but yet it's so different. It's different, right?
But the roots are the same, and it's in Aramaic that his name is Yeshua Natsari. Wait, Yeshua Natsari, Yeshua of Nazareth. And so it's wonderful. So you watch the movie that these actors learn to speak their lines in Aramaic. I think that's just absolutely beautiful. So we'll check it out.
Watch that movie without crying, man.
Oh man, every time I watch it, I cry, especially at the whipping scene. When they do the flogging. Every time
that's what I'm saying, that he did a good job as far as like his angle might, like you said, theology, but there's no movie
it was very Catholic when he takes the towel, right, and he puts it on his face, and you come out as like the shroud of Turon. I was like, okay, all right, or the the devil is walking by. I was like, okay, but listen. If you compare that to all the other Jesus movies out there,
with the European Jesus,
ever see the Jesus with like the blue eyes, and when he walks,
British accent,
he's like floating. It's like his feet don't even touch. He's just like gliding across.
Yep.
You watch that and you think, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
What were they thinking? So this is probably one of the best.
There's even I never watched it, but I see clips on YouTube, that newer series. Like they just
I've never seen it. I've only seen clips.
So much to the scripture. I just saw it 3 days ago. They did the scene with when Yeshua comes out and they think he's a ghost on the water, and Peter, he's just arguing with Yeshua. They didn't stick to scripture. They added so much Hollywood. At least Mel in the Passion.
What is the name of that again?
I don't know. It's the series. I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's on Prime. Is it on Prime?
Yeah, I've talked to people. I've seen clips of it, but I've never actually watched it.
Someone put it in the comments if you can.
Yeah, if anybody remembers that, you guys can. Jim Caviezel. Thank you. I don't know who did that. Sister Teresa. Yeah, Jim Caviezel, who I like. I've seen other stuff from Jim Caviezel. You're right. He does the thing with the child trafficking, but he does some other stuff too. He did some other video stuff.
Like Angel Network. He does a lot of the movies, Christian based and stuff like that. So
Chosen.
Yeah.
Chosen. Yes.
Chosen.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. Chosen. I haven't watched it. If you guys can, if anybody's watched it, give me a thumbs up on it or a thumbs down on it. I don't know. I haven't really watched it, but definitely we'll watch. And what I like is that Mel Gibson's doing part 2, which is the resurrection.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
I'm really interested to see how he's going to portray that. So.
And there's a lot of, I heard real quick. I know Brother Paul sent me a thing from X yesterday. Tim Allen, remember Tim Allen? Toy Story, Home Improvement. He put a quote out that he goes, he just finished it took him 13 months, but he just read the Bible from front to cover. And he said, I learned a lot of stuff. And he goes, and I'm ready to start it all over again on this journey. He wants to start it all. And,
good for him.
Yeah, because I actually heard that he was into doing maybe one of these, more, believer type movies. Because he'll draw people in. Tim Allen,
yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be great if people are having their eyes open, and that's the way to do it. You start in Genesis, start from the beginning, and that's what he did.
Listen, man, you can't let Hollywood and the Marxist and the communist and the anti-God, run everything. If we've got a movie every now and then that, from people that really do have a passion for Elohim, and there's no doubt, Mel Gibson believes. There's no doubt, right? He may not understand. Listen, we're all in a different place.
We're all on a journey,
but I was there too.
Yeah. Well, that was one of your manners, right? Was that yesterday or?
I don't remember.
One of the morning manners.
I don't know. Don't remember which one, but we were talking about. We were there.
Yep.
We were all there. All of us were there.
Yep.
So check it out. That'll be April the 4th. Tomorrow it'll be also. I think it's going to be on the app too. For everybody that can be part of the whole covered dish, or what do you call it, like a potluck. type thing. Everybody brings a little something, and we just like a mishmash of everything. So we'll announce it tomorrow at service, so everybody can be part of that and hang out with us. But we're looking forward. So we're getting ready for the spring feast. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Certainly, we hope some of our LMC family that are on the outside will come on out and visit with us. The Zoom call was awesome last week.
Yeah, that was nice. That was we had a good time.
Yep, that was a lot of fun. Really
big turnout too. It was a pretty big turnout.
It was a big turnout. We loved it. We loved seeing people that we haven't seen, in a while, and just connecting with everybody. So it's good. It's good. Yah is good. With all the craziness that's going on in the world, we're still, we're just trucking along for Messiah. Do what we got to do. I know the world's crazy out there. I know everybody's got something going on. There's all sorts of sicknesses and things and hardships that people are going through, and we lift them up. We lift up Jim. We lift up Ida. We lift up Mosey. We lift up Barbara. They're tackling some of the most difficult situations you will ever face in life, and so we lift them up to Abba, and we pray for healing and for strength and for peace. And while our heart, is compassionate to them for what they're going through, we're still full of joy in what Elohim is doing in us. Whatever circumstance you're going through, we're here, we're alive.
Counting this joy.
We're of right mind. We're learning. We're understanding. We're growing. Be happy in that. Find joy in that. Find peace in that. People talk about all the time. The church high. Remember the church high? You go to a church because you want to have that revival.
Mountain view.
And then all of a sudden you crash.
No one wants to be in the valley. Yeah.
You go to another church because you want that church high, and then you're down. That's like a neurosis. You're just up and down and up and down. You need that. You need that straight line of peace.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on.
Yep. No matter what.
Pray for Sister Karen. She just had some procedure on her Achilles heel, surgery. So she's going through that. My goodness, this.
I didn't know she did. Yeah, I hurt my Achilles over the summer.
Well, she had to have surgery. She's been going to PT
so I can't imagine. Yeah, because
she's hurting it, but she just had a procedure. It's like what? She's got to be the strongest lady I've ever met. So and yet she has that even keel. All right, that's what we got to do. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, and that's probably one of the things I love about her.
Yeah, it's true. When I want to seek emotion, I'll watch I'll play my favorite song. I'm not,
Speaking of songs,
there we go. Hey, I got the lead in this week.
Yes, nice lead. We got a song we want to share with you. I don't know who sent this to us.
I'm sorry, whoever did. Sister Maggie sent me an email. But prior to hers, I had another song, but then it threw me off with the Zoom call. We didn't do it last week. So next week, Sister Maggie has a song in Jose that we'll play. But this week we do have a song from Heart Cry of David.
This is Your Love is Fierce.
Yes, from Heart Cry.
It's Heart Cry of David. It's Your Love is Fierce. This is, we've been listening to some rocky stuff, some, leg day music, which we're going to listen to at the end of this too.
That's right.
This is definitely, man, you just want to, turn down the lights. You just want to close your eyes and
Shabbat, chill.
And just worship and praise. So let's share just a little bit of this with you guys. We're going to make comments as we go through it. So YouTube, we're doing this for educational purposes. We're commenting on it. So don't hit us with a copyright. You got to say that because they will. Yep. This is called Your Love is Fierce. It's by the Heart Cry of David. It's really, really good. We're going to pick it up at about
the second verse, I think, right?
2 minutes and 20 seconds in. So you get to hear the chorus and the second verse. It's very, very worshipful. So let me just change the screen here so that we can pick that up. And let's do this. There we go. All right, let's take a listen to this, guys. I like it.
Yeah.
Definitely in the worship. Your love is fierce.
It's like a messianic version, like elevation worship.
Yeah, it's like a messianic elevation. And you can see, I don't know if that's the Judean desert they're in.
Yeah. I think during this, they did a lot of the shots in Israel.
I like it. I like it. Your love is fierce.
I love that. Yeshua wears the crown.
Yeah, very good. Your love is fierce. I don't know who sent that, but that's a great worship.
Thank you.
Absolutely great worship. Yes. Thank you so much for
I got to keep an eye. I made a statement. I was going to try to make a list, try to get a couple of more, and then we'll put some lists, and we can always make them bigger. We'll put them on the LMC app, like in the Manna Eaters area. All right, we could do something like that, and then you can just download it.
You know what I want? I really want. It's crazy because we got so much going on, and it's hard to put the time aside to do it. We got so much we want to do. PM's doing so much. You guys don't see it, but it's behind the scenes. He's got me a new computer this week. My computer crashed. I couldn't. I was waiting 20 minutes to do something on the computer. So he's doing all that technical stuff behind. But pray that Yah opens up a door of time for PM, because I would honestly love for him to put together a music set of all the music he's written. All the music that's ours, right? That we don't have to worry about copyrights and all the rest of that stuff, and put that out on Spotify that we can just download and we can listen to. I think that would be awesome. But that's a big undertaking. So if you guys would like that, give us a thumbs up. Let us know. Give us a do that, and hopefully
don't forget. Oh, sorry, to cut you off. Don't forget to send in more requests. I only got 1 week backup, so I need some more requests.
Yeah, we need some more of the music you guys are listening to. We'll put this all together in a couple of weeks, put all the songs together so you guys can listen to them.
Yeah, we'll do it before Passover so you can have like a nice pet, right?
I'm telling you, I did leg day Tuesday, and I was listening to Sister Stephanie's Anchor. It was awesome. It was awesome. Felt pumped up.
That's awesome.
All right. So we want to talk about today for a few minutes. Listen, it's so weird because I think there's such a misunderstanding amongst the body of Messiah, and it's not just now. I think it's been for a long time. There was such a move from the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th century as the Gentiles, start to come in. There was such a move away from Judaism, which I understand, right? Because Judaism is not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Judaism is not the gospel story, but it is a Hebrew story, right? It is an Israelite story. We are Israelites. We are grafted into the Commonwealth of Israel. And one of the things that I think we've separated ourselves from, that I hope that we're starting to fix that mistake now, because just because the forefathers or the ancients did it doesn't mean we have to do it. Each as we learn more and more and more. All things are revealed to us. The Hebrew roots of our faith, the Israelite. Not the Judaism roots, the Israelite roots of our faith, and Abba decided to give us the example of temple worship as a pattern to help us understand what this whole story is about. And I think what has happened is, over time, because of the separation that the quote unquote Gentile church has made with its Jewish, its Hebrew background, its Hebrew roots, we've forgotten that this is still temple worship. Just because there's no temple in Jerusalem, that had to come down, right? If you listen to Wednesdays, that had to come down. Listen to next Wednesday, we're getting into one of the most controversial verses, the verse everybody's been waiting for as we've been doing our Wednesday study. We'll get into it next week. But that had to come down. That age ended. But just because the temple in Jerusalem ended doesn't mean that temple worship ended, because everything that's on earth is a shadow It's a type. It's a teaching tool. It's
Mhm.
a tutor of what's in heaven. Which ultimately, if you think this out, that means there is still temple worship going on, right? We still have a high priest. We still have an altar.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a holy of holies. We still have a veil. We still have the bread.
Yep.
All of those elements
The
are
incense.
still here. We still have the incense.
Mm-hmm.
All of those elements are here. They may not mean what the earthly tabernacle meant. The earthly tabernacle is the pattern, the beginning of that understanding. But that doesn't mean that there's not temple worship.
Mm.
There's still temple worship. You
Yep.
and I are coming to Elohim as priests,
Mm-hmm.
and we are offering up sacrifices to him, not lambs and goats. And it's the sacrifice of our lips. It's the sacrifice of our hearts. It's the sacrifice of our life.
Mm.
That becomes what we are putting on the altar, not an altar in Jerusalem, but on the altar of our hearts, because we are the temple of Elohim. We're going to get into this a little bit tomorrow. We're going to sort of spin off from tonight, get into some of this discussion tomorrow. But we are the temple of Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's important that we understand the story of the gospel in that context, because most people just understand the context. Okay, Messiah came, Jesus came, he died, and he rose, and he's God, and he suffered for us, and we need to believe in him. And if we do, we have salvation. All right, I get that. I get that. But there's so much more to the story that I think so many gloss over or don't understand because we connect it with Judaism. But it's not Judaism. This is the pattern Elohim gave us. This is the tutor. Just because we're not under the tutor anymore doesn't mean we can't learn from the tutor.
Mm-hmm.
There's still basic principles that we
You
all
don't forget
have
what
to
the
learn.
tutor taught you. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to talk a little bit about the tabernacle in a little bit of time we've got left for tonight. There's no way we're going to get through all of this, but we're going to talk about how there is still temple worship.
Mm-hmm.
It still is temple worship. There still is the most basic principle of this is there's a sacrifice.
Yep.
Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
Without him, without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin.
Mm-hmm.
And so he shed his blood. He is the Lamb of Elohim. That is as temple as you can get.
Yeah, that's why we quote in Matthew, right? You have one greater than the temple is here, right in front of you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So,
right, he says about Bathsheba coming and the wisdom of Solomon that she came to listen to. Mm-hmm. And then they're favoring of the temple, and he tells them a greater than Solomon is the one who built the temple. Mm-hmm. Is standing here in front of you, and then one greater than the temple. But more than that, in the beginning of John, right off in the beginning, chapter 2, he says, destroy this temple.
Yeah.
And of course, they're thinking
it's physical to 40. Yeah.
Which, in one sense, that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. But that has so many levels of truth on it. It's still the temple. The tabernacle or the temple is Messiah.
Yep. And I want to, that's what our whole topic was from our Zoom call last week. I think Sister Leslie brought that up, right?
Yeah.
She brought up the temple and just started getting those wheels going for me and you for this week for our discussion. Yeah. And I know that you're going to be going deeper tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be going off in the direction of the Spirit and our relationship to that, and why it's different from the first covenant to the new covenant. But we'll deal with that tomorrow. So First thing, you walk into let's put ourselves back in ancient Israel, right? Moses is told to build the tabernacle, which later on obviously becomes the temple. Mm-hmm. There is one gate. Later on in Jerusalem, it becomes the gate beautiful, the gate that leads you into the temple proper. But on the tabernacle, there's only one way to get into the place of the tabernacle. There's only one way to bring your offering, to get to the altar, to kill it, to shed the blood, to get to the laver, to have your hands washed, and then have the priest bring it. There's only one way. So a beautiful fence is built around the tent, and there's only one way to get in. And if you do not come through that one way, the only other way to get into that place, aside from that one gate that's on the outside, is to climb over the side.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we saw Boo Boo, our dog. I don't know if I don't have a picture of him, but Boo Boo, little Muppet looking sort of. Remember the Gremlins?
Yeah.
Remember the Gremlins? You can't feed him after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks like a gremlin, and he's so mellow. He's an old guy now. He's an old man, but he hates the people that come by and pick up the cans.
Oh yeah.
He loves everybody. He's mellow. He's got arthritis, so his first 7 steps actually kind of looks like me in the morning. And you get up, your first 8 or 7 or 8, 9 steps, you're like, you're all rickety, and that's how he is. But once he gets going, when he hears the people that taking the cans or the mailman, he turns into a Doberman.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
He just goes, and the guy was reaching over the fence last week to try to get the cans. He went berserk. I mean, he's running at the door. He's a little shrimpy thing. He's doing, doing his little growl like he's a big Doberman. But he'll bite you.
Oh, yeah.
He'll run out there and he'll bite you. He does not like you going over the fence. And I say that because Messiah says the same thing.
Yeah.
I am the door.
Yep.
And anybody that climbs over the fence is a thief and a robber. That's right. The first shadow, the first picture of Messiah as the tabernacle. And let's see, we got that. Here it is, John chapter 10. Let's take a look at this. John chapter 10, verse 1, it says, "Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter through the door into the sheepfold." So he's referring to the tabernacle, but he's also referring to the temple, obviously, because the temple is a more permanent fixture than the tabernacle, but it's modeled after the same thing. So he's talking about those that come in to sup with Elohim. He who does not enter through the door of the sheepfold, but climbs up another way, that one is a thief
and
a robber.
Do you know what song just came to my head? Do you remember Children's Church? That song, "Building Up the Temple"?
Yeah.
Building up, and who's the door? Yeshua. Well, back in the
yeah.
That's so funny.
You know what song I used to always love? Father Abraham.
Yep.
Many sons.
Yep.
And you do this, many sons.
The little march
right
dance.
hand, left hand. You do all that.
Yep. In fact, I know if you skip down to 7 through 9 too, he reiterates. He went through the door.
We'll go right through that. But so let's run through this. So he's the door. So you have to understand this in the context of the tabernacle. He's saying he's the door. If you climb up any other way, if you do not go through that one door that Elohim provided in the tabernacle, then you're a thief and a robber. Yeah. And I think he's referring to is the Pharisees. And even the priest of that day, maybe not all the priests. There were definitely good priests that were there, like Zechariah, but the leadership of the priesthood, they didn't go through the door. Nope. They came up. They weren't supposed to be the priests that were there. They came up through another way. But he who enters through the door is the shepherd of the sheep. The doorkeeper opens for him, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls the sheep. So he's also using the analogy of Middle Eastern shepherding. Let's go to verse 7. You said,
yep.
It says, Yeshua therefore said to him again, "Truly, truly, I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them." I think he's referring to Caiaphas and Annas and the Pharisees. Because what does he say about the Pharisees? When the disciples are like, you offended those guys. You shouldn't do that. He's like, they're trees, they're plants that my father didn't even plant. They're not trees my father planted. They're not even supposed to be here.
Yep.
Right. And he's going to uproot them. So, he didn't care. He didn't care about that. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. Whoever enters through me, he shall be saved and shall go in and shall go out and find pasture. Because don't forget, when you came to the tabernacle, the idea was to come and to bring your sacrifice, whatever animal, it was, peace offering, goodwill, whatever it was. And you came in and you offered it. The priest did their thing. You got your portion of the meat, if that's what you were doing, and you left. You came in and out through that one door.
So what is your perception like, when they're selling the doves right at the temple, because people would come for a sacrifice and they would be, because they were thieves. They were telling them, oh, your pigeon's not good enough, buy this one, right? They were trying to, I always thought in my head as a Christian, they were selling like beads and jewelry and, but they were selling stuff for the sacrifice. Was that before the gate, right? Was that right? Or after the gate, after, because we know that Solomon's temple. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was occurring outside of the main entrance into the gate, but this is still the temple complex.
Yeah. Okay.
And the problem with it was not just that they were doing merchandise on the temple grounds, it's that they were cheating.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say you came from Galilee, and you took care of your lamb, the lamb that you knew you were going to bring as a burnt offering, or the cow or whatever it was you were going to do as a burnt offering. You made sure it met all the requirements. You walked it all the way from Galilee to get to Jerusalem, and you got there. And as you're in the outer courts where all the selling and all the doves and the lambs and the goats are, and they tell you, well, yours isn't good enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't meet the standard. But we just happen to have, for $19.99, it slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. We have a lamb right here that's good for you. And unfortunately or fortunately, it's on sale today for 50% off, which is double the price that you would have paid for your own.
Yep.
And you can hand yours in and we'll give you a discount. And so there was a lot of underhandedness, and it winds up that historically we know that Caiaphas and Annas and a lot of the rich families, a lot of the influential Sadduceic families, they had an interest in those markets, right? So they were getting paid,
getting cut, yeah.
They were getting a cut of everything, so it was to their benefit. So now you've got people that are. And you would say, okay, but there's the convenience of it. So you get there, you don't want to bring a lamb all the way from your house. You want to get to Jerusalem. You want to buy your own lamb.
To get there to buy it. Yeah, makes sense, right?
Let me ask everybody a question. How much do you pay for popcorn in your house? You want to eat popcorn. You want to eat, I don't care, microwave, Jiffy Pop. Remember Jiffy Pop? Remember you had to sit there with the thing?
They still make that?
Do they make Jiffy Pop?
I still see. Yeah, I see it once in a while in Walmart.
Remember used to sit there, used to shake it up. But let's say popcorn in your house. Now go to the movies.
Yep.
And how much you're going to pay for popcorn at the movies compared to how much you would have paid for popcorn sitting in your home watching your television, or candy or soda or whatever.
Going to Yankee Stadium buying a $10 hot dog.
$10 popcorn. That's the context in which all of this is going on. So they weren't. Yeah, they were providing a service, but it was, you were stuck. Where else are you going to go?
They weren't dealing with equal weights and measures either. They were,
and that's the other thing. It wasn't equal weights and measures. So that's why Messiah's ticked off. That's why he's upset. And so once you got your offering, then of course you went through the door. So there is still that one door into the temple proper. But certainly this speaks all the way back to the tabernacle. And of course, this speaks about Messiah. If you don't, Messiah says himself, if you don't come through the Son, you can't get to the Father.
Yep.
That's the door. So in one sense, is this still temple worship? Yes. There's still a door. There's still only one way. And if you try to come up any other way, it doesn't matter how religious you are, what your morals are, ethics are, what you practice or don't practice, you try to come up any other way, you are a thief and a robber.
Yep.
And that's tough.
Yep.
That's
Big
tough.
words, man.
Yeah, it is. So he's no doubt. No doubt, this is a picture. This is a tabernacle or temple picture of Messiah.
Yep. And
there's more to say on this. We just
we're gonna I guess go in order of going through the gate, right? Then you would have the altar.
You get to the altar,
right? So if you want to just pull up Hebrews 10. Start around verse 10, I think.
Hebrews 10 and verse 10. It says, by that desire, we have been set apart through the offering of the body of Yahushua Messiah once for all. And indeed, every priest stands day by day doing service and repeatedly offering the same slaughter offerings, which are never able to take away sins. But he, mean the Mashiach, having offered one slaughter offering for sins for all time, sat down at the right hand of Elohim, waiting from that time onward until his enemies are made a footstool for his feet. Good stuff.
I also want to reference 1 John 4:10.
Let me jump there.
And it's so amazing, right? How it just fits the pattern, right? When you go through the gate, right? The altar, the sacrifice, and then what is that after that?
Altar's the next thing.
Right? Yeah, altar.
And this is love, not that we loved Elohim, but that he loved us and sent his son to be an atoning offering for our sins.
Amen.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Right.
So now think about this for a second, because I'm got my mouse mixed up here. Let me put us back up here. So you go to the altar. So again, this is still temple worship. We're still in, it may not be earthly temple worship, but it is spiritual or heavenly temple worship. So the reason, or one of the reasons, it's not the sole reason, but one of the reasons that the temple has to come down in 70 AD, that age is ended. Saul tells us here in the book of Hebrews, because you had to come year after year after year after year, and continually do those offerings. And so the question is, well, why do you have to come year after year after year after year? And why is Messiah's offering just once? What's the difference? If they're both temple worship, what's the difference? So when it comes to the blood, we know, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, we talked about the message on Shabbat, the life is in the blood. And that word life, it means the soul, the nefesh, the soul is in the blood. The life of an individual is in the blood. So think about this. Elohim has designed us in such a way that, there's a certain amount of blood that's in our bodies. And when that blood is drained from us, whether it's an internal injury, whether it's a cut on an artery, vein, whatever, as that blood drains from us, our life is being drained from us. And when there is enough blood that has left the body, then the nefesh, the soul, leaves this container, which is what we call death, right? That's death. So that's why he tells us the life, the soul, the being is in the blood. And so there's this connection between the blood and the life force of either the animal or the human being. So this is just a principle, we all know, right? You get cut, you start bleeding, you got to stop that bleeding. You got because you lose enough of that blood or you don't replace it, the soul's going to leave. You're going to die. That's just 101, right? But this is a spiritual principle because, as we talked about weeks ago, the life force, the soul, the thing in it is connected to the blood. So when you went to the altar, we brought, or our ancestors brought, animal blood. They brought calves and goats and pigeons or whatever it is, whatever offering it was. And I know some animal lovers out there may not like this, but an animal's life does not have the same value as a human life. And I know people love their animals. I love Boo Boo.
Yeah, we love our animals.
I love Khaleesi. I do. I love dogs. I love cats. Yeah, I mean, I'm iffy on cats, but I love dogs. Love dogs. Ex-brother Jose, he can't stand squirrels. But, you know, to each his own. But we love animals. Everybody loves animals. But you cannot pick an animal's life over, if it comes down to, and I know this is terrible, do you allow the dog to die or do you allow the human being to die? You allow the dog to die. And you attempt to save the human being because our life is more valuable. And that's, you may not like it, but that's it.
Yep.
Our life is more valuable. So each year that they brought the blood of a lamb or a goat, it wasn't valuable enough to cancel sin, to remove sin.
Yeah.
It only had enough value to cover it temporarily. So Mashiach comes as the lamb, still temple worship, but he's not just a human being, right? He's a sinless human being. He's like us, but he's unlike us. You know, it says one like the Son of Man. Yes, he's the Son of Man. He's human, but he's not. Right? He's that plus. You know, he's humanity on steroids, on eternal steroids. And so he leads not a life of a normal man, because, you know, no greater love is any person but to give up his life, you know, for his brother. Okay, that's 1-to-1, but that doesn't remove sin. And this is I think the problem that our Jewish brethren have, because they say a human life cannot remove all of sin. You may give your life for a friend, a soul for a soul. You're in war, you're in battle. They're about to, you know, I don't know, shoot the javelin at your friend and you step in front of it and the javelin hits you. Well, you gave up your life. You bled out. You gave up your life for that life. Wonderful. That's beautiful. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. That's a human thing to do. But Messiah is not, he's like us, but he's not exactly like us. And so Elohim in the flesh gave up his blood as a sinless offering, as something that has never been tainted. And it is of not just more value the way a human blood is of more value than an animal blood. His blood is of more value than anything.
Yeah.
And that's why we're able to have our sin forgiven once and for all. Because he gave up his essence. And once the blood left his body, then the nefesh left. It went to Sheol. But because of who he is, the nefesh returned and resurrected. Which is still temple worship, but this is temple worship. Yeah. And I put it over. This is like, it's off the screen, but it's still temple worship.
Yep. Just to reiterate. Oh my gosh! The more you say it, I can't even do it. Say it for me.
Reiterate.
Yeah. But you were saying, pull up Hebrews 10, 4. You went over this many times, but just for Hebrews 10, 4.
Give me a second. Hebrews 10 and 4 says, here it is, for it is impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sin, because it's less than us.
Yeah.
That's why when they offered up I'm sorry, I didn't put that up for everybody to see. Let me put that up so everybody can see that. Here it is. It says verse 4, for it is impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sins. So when you read like the atonement that goes on for the nation, 70 bulls, right? 70 bulls are given. Well, 70 because it reflects the number of the nations.
Yeah.
But really, why not just one bull? Why couldn't one bull do it?
Yep.
It's 70 bulls. Or when you read about the revivals that go on under the
even Solomon with
Solomon's Passover,
Yeah.
Solomon's offerings, tabernacles, and then later on Josiah's Passover. It's not one Passover. It's not one lamb. It's thousands and thousands of lambs, and it's it says blood after blood after blood, and there was this entire sort of watering system there because the temple's over the Kidron Valley and the Gihon Spring, a natural spring that actually springs water up. And they would have vats of water underneath. And so all the blood, because you're talking about hundreds, not hundreds, thousands of thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of blood.
I know it's a movie, but remember Private Ryan?
Yeah,
the D-Day scene on the beach.
Oh,
and
my
the
goodness.
waves, right? It's horrible.
That was hard to watch.
I know it was a movie, but it was we both, it's real.
That was hard to watch.
Do you remember how the blood in the water in the ocean? You're talking about, so you can imagine how many more, right? Because it's just
well, when we've been talking about on Wednesday nights the depiction of Josephus of what happens in Jerusalem. He said the blood was like a river. It was like a lake.
Do you know the
flowing? There was so much, because you're not talking about 1,000 people dying, 10,000 people dying, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 800,000. Not these are numbers, and it's not just blood. It's all of the, your everything. Body blows up and all the fluids come out.
Yeah, their innards coming out, and
the stuff is. It was so much of it that he says it put out fires.
Yeah, but do you know what's amazing? Have you seen like the rabbis say that it was so amazing that even with all that, there was never flies. There was never unclean elements.
Which is crazy,
right? It never affected the cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
To keep it clean.
But what they would do is they'd have these vats of water underneath the temple, and so as the blood drained in, they would dump over these vats of water, which would drain the blood through, and it would drain on out to the valley of Kidron.
And they found all those. They found
it's all there.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is, one of the things about, where the temple actually is today, where they say the temple is, it's more than, at least, from the reading I've done, the Wailing Wall that they go to, they say is more than likely, it's not actually the Wailing Wall to the temple. It's the foundational wall to the Fort Antonia. And that, because the temple has to be over the Gihon Springs, because without that natural water flow, there's no way to wash out all that blood into the Kidron Valley. But that's leave that up to archaeologists and people who know more about it than I do. But interesting. So there's still a blood offering. There's still a sacrifice, and of course that sacrifice is Messiah. And he's and it only has to happen once, because while he is one like the Son of Man, he's not just the Son of Man.
Yeah.
Right? He's tempted like us, but he didn't sin like us, which makes his offering superb.
Yep.
In fact, he says what in Hebrews, lambs and goats and offerings you did not desire, but what you desired was a body. I think, it's Psalms, but it's in Hebrews too, and I don't remember where it is. I don't know if it's, I don't know if anybody remembers. You can send it up to me. I don't know if it's chapter 8.
You desire sacrifice or else I give you. Do not delay in burnt offering. No, that's Psalms 51. I got it. Psalm 51.
No. Here it is. Hebrews chapter 10. That's what we're talking about in Hebrews chapter 10.
1 and 2, right?
Right. It says, for it's impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sins. Therefore, coming into the world, he says. So Saul's actually teaching here, talking about what you and I are talking about right now. Therefore, coming into the world, he says. Now, obviously, he's quoting the Psalms here. He's quoting, one click too many. He's quoting Psalm 40. Slaughtering and meals offerings you did not desire. It wasn't about lambs. It was never about lambs.
Nope.
Because the life of an animal cannot equal the life of a human being. But a body.
The picture was being taught too, right? That with you needed blood, right, to cover your sin, right? It was always that picture, right? The ultimate of Messiah.
So he says here, so slaughter meals offerings you did not desire, but a body. A human body you prepared for me. In ascending offerings and offerings of sin, you did not delight. Those were teaching tools.
Yeah. Yep.
Those were things that needed to go on to get us to the point of understanding who Mashiach is.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, see, I come in the role of the book. It has been written concerning me, everything about the Torah and the prophets, to do your desire, O Elohim. Saying above, slaughter meal offering and ascending offerings and offerings for sin you did not desight nor desire in, which are offered according to the Torah. Then he said, see, I come to do your desire, O Elohim. He takes away the first to establish the second. The temple era ends.
Mm-hmm.
It must end in order to establish the true Lamb of Elohim. And I'll go one step further. Any attempt to reestablish the temple sacrifice is sacrilege to the eternal sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a step forward. That's 10 steps back.
Yeah.
That is not what we should be looking for. And I know so many are, but that's another manna for another day.
You didn't have Paula Abdul in your Walkman. Your Walkman. Oh my goodness.
Walkman.
In your ear pods.
Dude, how old are you?
You said that you take one step forward, I take 2 steps back. Remember that?
Nope. I had no idea what you're talking about, bro.
Paula Abdul, come on.
Who's Paula Abdul? I got no idea what you're talking about, man.
That's funny. I said Walkman. Oh my goodness.
All right, we want to share something else with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This is obviously we didn't get through all of the tabernacle stuff.
Yeah, do your homework, right? Just go through all the
do your homework. Go in there
labor,
and
the
just
showbread, the menorah, the incense, the veil, the ark, and even the tent of meeting was made out of badger skin. So just
everything.
Do your own research.
Everything. We're going to pick this up a little bit tomorrow. Some aspects of it, not exactly him and the tabernacle, but we're going to pick this up. But yeah, do your own homework. This is marvelous, marvelous stuff. So when people say, all right, so we're not in the Torah, we're not in temple worship, technically that's true because there's no temple or tabernacle, but we still have tabernacle worship because the earthly pattern is a reflection of the heavenly reality.
Yep.
All right. So here's all right. So on a lighter note, or just something to leave you guys with for tonight, again, to the YouTube handlers, this is for educational purposes. We're going to comment through it so we do not get dinged. You remember Metallica?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're old enough to remember Metallica.
Yep.
If you're old enough to remember Paula Abdul and Walkmans, you're old enough. And some of you guys out there are old enough to remember Metallica. There's no way that I would listen to Metallica and say, oh, that's something that we should be listening to. That's something edifying. Until I actually saw the video of the Metallica song. Let's see. Let me get the right title for this. This is Creeping Death by Metallica. And the lyrics are included. I want you guys to pay attention to the lyrics. This is either a chest day or leg day song. This will get you pumped, especially if you listen to the lyrics, and you can see as the lyrics go on, this video is played out to the movie The 10 Commandments by Cecil B. DeMille, starring Charlton Heston. For those that remember Charlton Heston, the first Moses.
I don't know who he is.
Oh, yeah, sure you don't. Sure you don't. He was the cousin of Paula Abdul. He had a Walkman on. And so we want you guys to listen to this. We're going to end with this. We'll go out with this. This is definitely not your worship song. Not the thing you're going to do on Shabbat to lift up your hands, but this is something to get you pumped up. So we'll leave you guys with this. We'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll go out. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Yep,
we sincerely appreciate it. Yes, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Have a great evening tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 at LMC. Join us live. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching, give us a thumbs up. If you watch it later on, give us a thumbs up. We get like 200 people that watch it. We get like 15 thumbs up. We should get 200 thumbs up if you guys are watching every week. Give us a thumbs up. It sends it out to more people. We would certainly appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to leave you guys with this. Believe it or not, this is Metallica. Yeah. Woo! To serve the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The deliverer.
The deliverer.
Yeah.
For 100 years.
Crazy, right?
Oh, yeah. This is definitely the leg press. The hack squat. So let it be written, so let it be done.
Yeah.
What's his name? Yul Brynner. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, the snake. There it is, the
That's
snake.
funny.
The firstborn, to kill the firstborn Pharaoh's son. It's creeping death.
There you go.
This is Metallica, guys. All right, guys. Have a great Shabbat.
All right, now I gotta listen to the whole thing.
Right?
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.